Hi there, Michael Morgan again. And we're continuing on our theme of a new paradigm for senior care. Life gets better with age. And as we discussed in this last section, we're talking about what would life be like if people were actually healthier, neurologically, emotionally, spiritually, and had more vibrant health. We mentioned some time ago about the concept of young old, that people over 60 is a broad range can remain well and healthy and vital. Essentially, their biological age is much younger than their chronological age. And as I mentioned before, the more of a buffer we have between biological and chronological age, the better. That really speaks to prevention. So if we're 80 years old, but biologically we're 68, we have 12 years of buffer. It makes a real difference. So chronological age does not have as much relevance as long as we have a nervous system and physiology that supports that. So a new paradigm would mean there's more economic support for prevention in many, many ways. This would also support insurance companies in terms of the payout that they have to give. It would actually encourage them to support preventative care. Governmental agencies, as I mentioned before, like Medicare and Medicaid, would also cover prevention as costs as well. And basically, this could really cost justify a healthier population and help reduce structures as well. So there's a very dollars and cents benefit to having a healthier population. Now, several years ago, the CEO of Safeway stores in California actually encouraged this, because what he did is he actually gave health incentives to people that would eat healthier. He changed the cafeterias in Safeway to do this. He allowed and encouraged people to exercise, and they actually had health benefits and rebates for practicing healthier behaviors. So even in private industry, there have been people that have pioneered this concept and realize it makes positive economic sense. And of course, happier workers as well. And we've seen this a lot. If you've ever seen Michael Moore talk about his movies outside of the US and how countries have adapted really a lot of American thoughts and how to create better values and better quality of life, better food. These are all things that we really created within the US years and years ago. So it's something that isn't even new, but something we can re-enliven as we go along. And as well as an economic benefit, again, the overall benefit to national economy and national security could be tremendous. So let's look at the senior population then as a resource for caregiving, for mentoring, for the strengthening of the family, and spiritual support. And resources such as craniosacral therapy can help with that. What we're actually creating is a team of qualified longevity specialists and a network of trained longevity specialists that people can visit in every major community in the country and around the world. And these people can provide individual treatments. They can also create longevity support groups where seniors trained in our simple 2-day program of craniosacral therapy can come together and support themselves. And I'd like to mention one thing in closing that I mentioned in my book, The Body, Energy, and Longevity Prescription, this concept of blue zones. And Dan Buttner, who is a National Geographic explorer, did a little pioneering in this area. What Dan did is he looked at countries around the world in certain areas where people lived well and longer, such as in Sardinia, in Italy, and Okinawa, in Japan, and Loma Linda in California. And he found that in these areas, people were doing something different, which allowed them more and more often to live well into their hundreds, but in a well and healthy way. And he looked and codified these into what are called the power of 9. Ideas and practices, and in the little town where I live in Fairfield, Iowa, we're actually considered to be a blue zone community as well, where there are these practices which can reinforce behaviors, which can allow us to live longer and in a healthier way. So to know more about this, take a look at the Body, Energy, Longevity Prescription and PreventingAlzheimer's.com to get more resources, in our Facebook, PreventingAlzheimer's.com, and Body Energy, to get more updates that we're continually posting on tips on how to live well and healthy and to support you in this process. Thanks.